like I said, it is time that we start learning how to build character, start building our communities, building our homes, building our families, building our church. And one of the main things we're gonna have to do is stop gossiping. And I understand. Hey, what's going on, JGL family? What a beautiful day. Well, to some it is. For me, it's great. It's been raining and whatever, but it is what it is. But today's vlog is about gossip and how toxic gossip is, man. Gossip is one of the most toxic, destructive sins that has plagued this world. Gossip is the reason why heaven fell, because Satan decided to go around gossiping, tale-bearing about God, which caused a third of the angels to fall from heaven. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because gossip is not only is it heavy in society, gossip is heaviest in the church. And people will gossip about the pastor, the elders, the deacons, the deaconess. And while they're gossiping about them, they'll shake their hands and say, Rabbi. They'll come with holy aims while they just got finished gossiping. Gossip is just so destructive, man. And people are so prone to it. It's in everything. It's in everything. You know what I mean? It's in our TV, it's on social media, it's the normal. It is the normal. But I'm going to talk about types of gossip so that we can get a better understanding of what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We want to get a better understanding of what type of gossip. Because how do you know if you're not being plagued with gossip? How do you know gossip ain't in your home? Would you know of gossip in your workplace? So let's talk about it, because there's forms of gossip, okay? There's situations where gossip can occur and you'll find yourself being plagued with the same thing. So we're gonna talk about that today. All right, JGL family, let's get us some B-roll action. One of gossip is slander. A form of gossip is slander. Ruining someone's reputation by false statements or false words, rumors. As soon as we hear something about someone, we take what we heard, and we run with it. We'll say, Sister A did you hear about Sister A? You know, and we'll talk about them and their situation only to engage in conversation And the funny thing about slander or and gossip is that most of the time people that do it, they're trying to divert their situations in their life, their flaws, their errors, so that you won't focus on them, that you'll be focusing on someone else. It's funny to me, man. It's funny to me because I was a victim to it, and then I understood it because I understood it as God revealed more things to me. You don't want people to know who you really are. And so when people come around, you try to divert their thought process on someone else. The foolish thing about slander and gossip is that when you run to tell somebody else about somebody else, you're exposing that you are not a true person, that you're false. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. We don't consider who we hurt in the process or how foolish we look in the process. But the thing about it is, it sounds like it's what is it? It's bringing out a form of self-righteousness, and that is that's one of the points I wanted to make. That it brings out a form of self-righteousness to make us, or to make the individual, the gossiper, talk about the gossipee, to make the gossiper look like they're better than someone else. Think about it. Some of the gossip that I hear a lot, and I'm gonna make this point, and it's gonna surprise a lot of you. Okay, a lot of us, it ain't gonna surprise. Men gossip more than women. That's big facts. Men gossip more than women. Another common gossip is the type of gossip that you hear amongst family members. You know, you may have a gossiping grandparent who their only thing is to talk toxic language. They always talking down on someone. They never see nothing positive about anybody else in the family. It's just straight negative energy. Gossip and talebearing, talking behind people's back, it causes division amongst family. And you see, the funny thing about gossip is, seems like it's always coming from a person who complains or talk about why the world is divided. Gossip seems to me mostly always come from people who always talk about unity, who always talking about being close, who always talking about being better friends, who always want to talk about how can we come together as one. We have to come together as one when we start backbiting, backstabbing, talking about each other behind each other's back, spreading rumors. Listen, one thing we got to understand too is that sometimes when people are going through things, it's not for us to sit back and talk about them. It's for us to sit back and pray for them. Be a friend. If I come to you and I tell you, hey, so-and-so in my family has a drug addiction and I don't know how to deal with it, it's not for you to go back and tell everybody that you know XYZ has a drug addiction. No wonder he ain't never got no money. No wonder he this, that, and the third. No wonder he's always looking down. So-and-so draining his bank account. XYZ. You know how it goes, man. So if we start learning how to pray and learning how to be loyal and take that energy that you use to walk to and fro, to gossip about someone, take that same energy that you have to pray for your brother, pray for your sister, and try to uplift them to be better. Think about that, man. You may say, Javon, Brother Dance, didn't the last vlog you show gardens and nature type stuff? And I would say, yes, I did. Because this is sort of kind of a part two to reaping what you sow. See, people sow seeds of gossip, slander, and they talk about people, and they mention other people's problems, other people's lives, and talk about just bringing other people down. And in the end, most of the time, people that gossip, they find themselves alone because people are trying to stay so stress-free. They're trying to separate themselves from that negative energy, those negative vibes. And so therefore, by trying to separate themselves from those negative energies, negative vibes, people who do that most of the time find themselves being alone. And so I want you to take the time to think twice before you started to spread those type of things and etc. How y'all guys doing? All right. Before you start to try to spread nasty rumors, gossip, slander, think about who is hurting. Think about what you're saying in the process. Like I said, it is time that we start learning how to build character, start building our communities, building our homes, building our families, building our church. And one of the main things we're gonna have to do is stop gossiping. And I understand why people get caught up in it. Just like I was talking to a brother in service today. We was talking about it because let's say something's going on a job that's happening to another brother, or something that's happening, some form of injustice is happening to another person. You will feel compassionate and sorry about the weird switch of scenery, like what just happened. But I was getting distracted by some of the residents of the town of Cary, but I was going into a conversation. What I was saying next was, we have a passion, and if you got a love for people, we got a passion when we find someone going through a certain injustice. I'm gonna give a prime example. Let's say you have a man who's been working at a bakery for 30 years. He has gotten up every single morning and gave all he could to the baking business. The baking business, he has seen the baking business rise from nothing to sold out products daily. But one day, you come into work and you find that the guy that's been working for the bakery company has been fired after 30 years of service. And you go to him and you say, yo, bro, what happened? He say, man, screw the boss this, the boss that, the boss this, the boss ain't no good, the boss ain't that. What happened? He came in one morning, he looked at me, he wasn't happy with the way the donuts or the bread was rose, and he threw the bread at me and told me to get out. And you like, what? After 30 years of service, you gave this man XYZ, blah, blah, blah? And he like, yeah, man, 30 years of service. So now you going to work and you looking at the boss sideways. Like, yo, if you fire a man after give you 30 years of service, what you gonna do to me? And your trust issues go down, your morale go down. But because you took the word of the man who's been giving service for 30 years, you automatically feel like he's right and the boss is wrong without even ever confronting the boss. Over time, you come to find out that the reason why the man got fired for 30 years of service guy got fired is because he was stealing. For the last 10 years, he's been stealing bread, donuts, and selling them out at his house. And the boss found out and fired him. So now you know. And now you're looking foolish because you had this ill will towards the supervisor for no reason at all. What I'm saying is, man, learn how to listen. Learn to stop gossiping. Learn to stop feeding and allowing people to come into your life to feed you this negative energy, this negative vibes. Learn how to examine all things. Look at all things from different perspectives. And once you understand that God is in charge and God controls all and God sees all, then you have to ask yourself, what does it have to do with me? Uplift your brother, uplift your friend. Stop allowing the devil to come into your family circle, your job circle, your church home with gossip, toxic conversations. Learn to pray for one another, uplift one another, and let's keep moving and let's go forward. All right, JGL family, so I'm about to leave here, man, and go on back home. I appreciate y'all for the views. Like and subscribe. Share if this content is a blessing to you. Content dropping weekly. Peace, love, and God bless.